Hi guys, we made it to part 2 of the pencil marker storage unit. So what I'm doing now is joining the two opposite ends of the drawers together. So I'm using Allemande tacky glue and I'm spreading it around with the spatula so all areas are covered. Now it's a slippery surface when you're using wet glue, so when you're clamping them, it's best to just check, double check and triple check because they do move until they grab hold. So check all areas. And I've raided my husband's workshop for his clamps. He still didn't have enough. Or not long enough at certain times. So, what did I do there? Oh, okay. So I've joined them all together individually, so each level. And now I'm having what I call a spacer between them. So it's just a full sheet of chipboard. So it's an even surface for every layer to sit on. So this will be on top of the bottom set of drawers and below the third set of drawers. Yes. So one side there, I must have squashed it too much when I put the oh, what do you call those things? Clamps on. Um, and you got to be careful that you've got to have, like I had 2 bits of timber so that it didn't push too hard and damage the chipboard. But obviously I've done something wrong. So just be mindful of that. I got better as time went on. So now just bulldog clipping the spacer piece there to the top bottom of the drawer. And now I'm using that clamp so that it's in the center there where they two join. Where the two join. And I had issues with one of those clamps. You'd think I would have got out of the road, but no. So there it is, put together and clamped. So all sort of areas are being reinforced that can. Okay, so I've done that. Now I'm going to add another drawer on the top. Well, another set of drawers. Because they back to back, each of them, on each layer. So I'll have 2 drawers on each layer and we'll alternate the side with which they open. You'll see later on. Make sure you have plenty of bulldog clips on hand. Okay, so now we're going to join that second drawer to the bottom drawer. And all my glue is sort of congealed in there. It just doesn't want to come out the spout. We do what we can. I tell you what, this was the frustrating part. Just making sure you work quick enough, but not too long that the glue dries and it can't take a hold. So there we go. So you'll see in a minute that I've rotated that 90 degrees. So one end, opposing ends are open, and then rotate it 90 degrees, and the other two are opposing opening drawers. So hopefully I'll show you. Okay, Jen thinks she needs more. Yep, in the centre there. So where you can, clamp as much as possible. Now am I going to be too scared of it all falling to pieces and not show you? Or am I going to brave it and show you? I can't remember. Seem to have an echo. Come on, Jen. Okay, so that it's not pushing, you'll see that corner piece there, the red piece on its own. It's sort of sitting just on the top of the drawer casing and that spacer, so I thought it needed a bit of strength underneath it. So I'm just adding some wooden stamps there. Doing the same for this one. No, just going on the edges. Okay, no, don't know what I'm doing. Did I show you? No? What am I doing? Am I still trying to glue it, or has it dried and I'm unclipping it? Yep, it's dried. Okay, so I'll show you now. Hopefully. There we go, see? One side has the opening for the drawer to go in, and the other side, or the one above it or below it, is closed. So I started out with just having 4 levels, and I ended up doing a fifth, a larger drawer. Okay, so what am I doing here? Oh, I'm going to start on the drawer fronts, I think. They're the sections that the handles attach to. Just trying to work out how I'm going to do it. Okay, pen and ink by Kaisercraft paper stack. Um, this looks really nice on my desk, all done. This paper collection, because there's a lot of white in it as well, and it brightens up the area. So what I'm going to do is cover the what do I call it, drawer front with this paper. And I just cut it an inch bigger all round. So just gluing the paper on that side of the chipboard with a glue stick, and then I'll add score tape and glue. So pretty much the way we cover our photo albums, our mini albums, is how we're doing this. Now it's important that you put the score tape on first, on opposite sides first, and then do the other two opposite sides. And I'm going overboard with the tape here. Mitering the corners. Now I'm getting the glue to put on the edge of that chipboard to make sure that's going to stick. It's probably an overkill, but you know, better to be safe than sorry. Tucking those little corner bits in so it covers the corners of the chipboard. Now you're not going to see this raw chipboard piece there. It's going to be glued up against the drawer. Now, I'm putting a piece of chipboard underneath the drawer so that the drawer front sits on it. Because I think it's going to drop once I push it in. I can't remember. They could be Kaisercraft, those drawer handles, but they're Timmy Brad's, Tim Holtz. I was very lucky with those drawer handles. I was originally going to make only 8 of the drawers, but I ended up making 10, and I thankfully had 10 all up. So, phew. So here I'm trying to find the centre, making sure I get the holes in there in the right place. Just using a pokey tool to poke through there, and then I'll get the crocodile to make bigger holes, because they're fairly large, I think, the brads. Well, they may not be Tim Holtz brads, they may be someone's little, I don't know. Anyway, so I get that in position where I think it should be. Probably measure and measure, no. And I'm going to go through the holes with the pencil and mark where I need the holes there. And I wanted to get my crocodile in there, but it wouldn't fit. And then I try and stretch it with the pokey tool. It wouldn't work. So in the end, I got a pair of those tweezers that when you squeeze them, they open them. So they're shut. And then I just pushed it in and twisted it around, and voila. Did I show then? I wasn't looking. But I put some glossy accents in those holes. I do here anyway. I do both ends anyway, front and back. It just helps to hold those drawer handles. Okay, now we're going to get some Aleene's tacky. Put the glue on the drawer front, the front of the drawer, not the drawer front, because it's bigger than the drawer. So I thought I might have got a bit lazy there and not spread the glue around, but good girl, Jen. Okay, now we'll slot those suckers in. Still haven't put any labels in them yet. I'll get there. I have populated them. Now it's up to you whether you want to cover or paint the inside of the boxes, drawers. I didn't. Not worth it. Yeah, may help for longevity. Anyway, that's about it, guys, for this one. I'll be back with um, just clipping it there together. I'll be back with the next part, and I'm assuming there's a couple of photos of where I've kept it drying with the clamps. Next one's probably, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back with part 3. Bye.